What's up, fellas? This is Kevin at Cross Culture Christian, helping you cross the gap between your life and the good life. I'm on my morning walk right now. Christmas is an important time. It's a time of joy and merriment and celebration, and for people like me, I'm an apprentice of Jesus. This is an important time where we commemorate the birth of Jesus. But over the last few years, it has been increasingly difficult for me to celebrate Christmas. Over a decade ago, I came to the United States on October 28, 2008 with nothing to call my own except for 2 suitcases and a backpack and a couple of $100. That point marked arguably the hardest time of my life because that was the first time I was away from my family at 18 years old. So I had to come to a whole different place to build new roots, build new relationships and networks, and it was exhausting. And ever since that time, since I've come to the States, every Christmas is a sheer reminder of this out of placeness. Because Christmas used to be the time where we used to celebrate with our family and friends, our loved ones far and near. The absence was felt every single year. So in the last few years, Christmas became something that I did not look forward to. But marriage, I think, really helped. My wife, Elynn, knew that I was struggling with understanding or celebrating Christmas, and so she was a champ. She took it upon herself to make sure that we have a good Christmas every single year, and since we've got married, it's been amazing. But just when I thought that this year was going to be a Merry Christmas, I got the shocking news that one of my friends from Maryland during my time there was dying because of a rare cancer. Yeah. On December 11, Sam Singh passed away, and I had the privilege and the honor of visiting with her and praying with her during the last few hours. This really hit me. This hit me because when I first came to the States, Sam was part of this youth group that accepted all my baggage, both literally and metaphorically. With Sam in particular, I never felt like I had to explain myself. I never felt like I had to validate my place in her world or mine. Grieving during Christmas can almost feel like a faux pas, like something inappropriate or taboo, especially in a season where everything but sadness and grief and sorrow are celebrated. But as I'm processing these emotions of loss and grief, I'm reminded that Advent, or the incarnation, did not happen in spite of chaos, but in the middle of chaos. I think it was Andy Stanley who says that Christmas was 99% chaos and 1% hope. Yeah, I think there's something to that. You see, the incarnation happened in the not-so-sweet spot where the political instability of the time, the existential angst of the people, and the blood-curdling cries of 1,000 mothers who've lost their 2-year-old babies intersected. It was a painful time. Yes, Christmas signals hope, but I think that in order to hope well, one must grieve well. I almost think that the texture of our hope is minimized if we don't let ourselves feel the things that we feel. One of my favorite stories in the Bible is the story of Jesus raising up Lazarus, his friend, who was dead. And the shortest verse in the Bible, I think it's John 10:35, is simultaneously one of the most piercing, most meaningful texts in the Bible, because it just simply says Jesus wept. Not just cried, but wept. Like, he literally wept because his friend had died. And I was thinking about this. It's like, why would you cry? Like, why would you cry if you knew that you're going to raise your friend up again in a few minutes, in a few moments? But I think in that moment, Jesus was telling us that our emotions are valid, that our humanity is valid, that it's okay to cry, it's okay to feel, because, and that's exactly what he did. He felt it. It was just it's a visceral feeling, and he cried. I think much of Christianity today, especially in the West, is obsessed with resolution. Like, if somebody's going through something, we're so quick to fix it. We're so quick to be like, all right, you know what? It happened because God wanted this, or it happened because, it was meant to be, and things like that. But, when we do those things, we're actually minimizing people's pain and minimizing people's hurts. And that's one of my critiques of like the Hallmark cards too. The idea that Christmas is just a time where everything is awesome and joyful and beautiful. But that's not true. It's not true. Every single Christmas, people are mourning the loss of someone who should have been there. There are empty chairs around the table. There are voices that were once heard and that are not heard anymore. People are going through some stuff, and it's okay. It is okay to feel, and it's okay to also not feel like your emotions and your feelings and your grief is resolved. Christmas reminds us that we don't have to sacrifice grief at the altar of celebration. We don't. I think we need to feel, and it's okay. So I don't know how to end this thing, but except to say this. My friend, if you are someone who's going through grief right now, someone who has lost a loved one, someone who is missing a family member or a friend during this time where everybody else is celebrating, I just want you to know that you are not alone. I'm there with you. This Christmas is sad because Sam is not here, and I miss Sam. It is okay to feel not good. Okay? I'm hoping that this grief, while retroactively disorienting, like it's distracting and keeps me from getting into the so-called spirit of the season, I'm hoping that grief would simultaneously enhance the textures of my hope. Hope in seeing Sam once again. Hope in seeing my grandma and the loved ones that are no longer there. Next to the one regarding whom Phillips Brooks spent the hopes and fears of all the years are met in the tonight. Take care and God bless.